How's it going, everybody? It's Matt again with Casually Crafted 3D, and today I have another just short little update video on one of my first kits that I made in this Armored Core 6 series. This is just going to be, I'm going to call this like version 1.5 of this. This is the BAWS MT-E-104, the Bipedal MT, or the standard grunt suit that you see all throughout the game. I had previously released a 30-minute mission scale version of it. It was slightly off scale actually, so I ended up making them a little bit smaller because they were slightly too large. And I made a whole bunch of different adjustments to stuff like I did not like how I previously made the hands, and I included some like cut stuff, like cut content pieces here and there for them. But I made a whole bunch of different improvements to tolerances and whatnot to the original kit. But it's not a complete remake like some of my other ones, like I did for the helicopter and the combat drone, just because I figured that this kit's actually still pretty strong, in my opinion. I think it's still a pretty good kit. But there are a bunch of differences, so I actually completely remade all of them for my personal collection. So I made all 7 of your kind of variants that you see throughout the game. Have 2 Balaam ones back there. We have 2 RLF ones. I have 1 Arquebus one, an RAD, and a Junker Coyote back there. So just to give you an idea of what you can make with these guys. But I'm just going to kind of go over some of the changes. First, I'll go ahead and show off next to a 30-minute mission kit. So there it is there they are next to the Balaam Melander kit from Bandai. So they do scale perfectly with your 30-minute mission kits. But first off, we'll go ahead and go over this one. I'm just going to kind of show that the hands are different. They used to just be kind of like how Bandai's older, like 1/144 scale Gundams were. They used to be just like the fingers popped off and popped back on. They weren't the most stable thing in the world, so I instead kind of remodeled them and changed them to behave kind of like 30-minute mission kits, how it's just the fingers and then a hand plate that slaps on the back. So now, instead of having different hands for every single one of the handheld weapons, it's the exact same hand and the handles are different, so you can just put on whatever you want. It's just less pieces, a little bit easier to print, a little bit easier to work with. But so now there are changes to, of course, all the handheld weapons. The MG, the bazooka, the rifle, the cluster bomb launcher, like they all have different handles now, so they're different ways that those work. But now with the universal hand size and all of these different weapons, some of my other kits that have normal like humanoid hands, like the HC that I released, and I'm going to eventually make the LC and all the different other types of MTs from the game, like the Sentry, they're all going to share the same handle size and hand format. So you'll actually be able to use these. Say like if you really want to put like the HC's giant plasma rifle on this MT, you can now because it's the same hand size. But yeah, all in all, I think that y'all will be happy with that change. But also, there are some general weapon changes, like for example, the rifle itself is completely made from scratch. I did not like how it went together previously. It was too few parts, really long, really delicate pieces. So now, if you actually go and look at the way that it's put together in the files, the stock and magazine are like one piece. This separate black part is a different piece, and then this kind of gray part you just slide over top of it to kind of lock everything together. And then the barrel is 2 separate pieces as well. So it's a little bit easier to print, a little bit easier to work with, and I think it looks better too. The cluster bomb launcher, the kind of ammo pieces or the bombs here, I redid them so they have a little bit more sculpted detail in them because previously they didn't have anything. They were just little tubes. I kind of missed some detail on there from the game, so I went and put some detail on those, so those are slightly different. Let's see, back here, I don't think I changed really anything with these guys, but I'll go ahead and show them anyways. Here is the grenade cannon version for like the Balaam type. Back here, here's the shotgun and shield variant. And I've already made a video on the articulation for all these guys. These are completely articulated, and the shield moves and everything. There is an older video, so all of the articulation is still the exact same as how it was then. And then here we have the survey version with the big camera unit. Nothing really changed there. The only difference is, of course, the scaling and some of the tolerance stuff. This one does have some changes. This is the Junker Coyote version of the missile launcher type. I actually completely remade the missile launcher pack here. So now it's kind of like this big block is a separate piece. The piston section here is a separate piece, and then the plate is separate. A little bit easier to print. But now, instead of the doors being just kind of like loose and you have to kind of glue them in place, you don't have to glue them anymore. Now it's a completely separate piece. So you can just go ahead and pull the closed doors off. And then we have two separate pieces that you just plug right in. Is that the right one? Yep. You can just plug right in like so to make the hatches open. So a little bit easier, better to work with, a little more stable, yada, yada, yada. But we also have one final change on the RID1. You notice he has the commander antenna. So apparently someone, a modder, I can't remember the name of the YouTuber, but he found in the game files that there is actually like a commander antenna for these guys. And it's not like in the concept art book, but I just thought that it was a really cool idea. So I just went ahead and just quickly made it. It was a pretty simple little thing to sculpt or to model and detail. So, but yeah, just got the little kind of eye there at the top, and it just plugs in right here. So this part is actually different to incorporate it. So now there's just this little peg hole here, and then there's this little cap that you can put on. So like there's just like the standard version. You would pop this cap off, and then the commander antenna will just plug right in on that to make the kind of command variant. But yeah, that's it. Just basically just a quick little video, show off the stuff that I changed. If you are a member of my Patreon, or you've been following me on socials, I actually did this a really long time ago, like months ago. I made this, like all these changes. Before, you know, a bunch of personal life matters got in the way, and I just haven't had a chance to make this video yet, but I know I'm really late to making the video. But the files for all of this, for all the changes and everything, it is available on my website, of course. It's available on my Patreon, Colts 3D, CG Trader, all that good stuff. If you are one of the people that had already purchased the files before, make sure that you check. You should have automatically gotten the upgrade to the new version. If you haven't, please send me a message, send me an email, or message me on one of my socials, and I will send you the files, because sometimes it doesn't actually send you the update. It's kind of weird, but we can figure it out. I can make sure that you get your files. But yeah, if you want to 3D print these, they are available, of course, in all the links that I have in the description. There will be an updated link for the physical kit. If you would like a physical kit of any of these or any of the new parts or anything, it's all going to be updated on my shop, so you can go there and you can check it out, and you can buy any of the models that you see in front of you. It's going to work the exact same way. It's just going to be the base figure, and then there will also be options for any individual weapons that you want. So if you want the main figure, and then you want like 2 of the MGs, a shotgun, and a missile launcher, you can do all that separately, so you don't end up with a bunch of stuff that you don't want. You can get exactly what you like. So all that's going to be updated in the shop. Once again, everything is in the link in the description. But of course, thank you so much for watching. If you liked the video, please leave a like, subscribe to the channel, check out the playlist on the channel that has all of the other models that I've made and all the other 3D print stuff that I do. If you feel like it, you can become a channel member, though there's not really any incentive to do so yet, because I'm not a very large creator, but you can if you want to support me that way. You can also, this is the preferred way, you can check out my Patreon. That's the best way to support me, honestly. you get access to anything as they release. I think these are for an older on in the release. So you might be locked behind one of the higher tiers to get access to these. But I mean, if you do become a higher tier, you get permanent access to everything that I make anyway. So it's in your best interest to check out my Patreon. But yeah, thank you so much, and I will see you in the next video. Thanks, guys. Take care. Bye bye.